ready with me while I'll tell y'all about the time that I ran away. I think I was like, I don't really know how old I was, but I was kind of young. I was like a teenager, whatever. And recently I had gotten this boyfriend and I really liked him, y'all, like a lot. But the thing is, this boy was known for like being a bad boy. Like, it just wasn't good. He didn't have a good reputation. The thing is about me is I've always been quite stubborn. Like, I hate being told what to do, like what I can do and what I can't do. So when she told me, and was like, you can't go out with him, that was like set off something in my head. Basically had like a massive argument and I was like, I'm not doing this. So later that night when we went to sleep, my mom thought, you know, it's over now, whatever. Like, she gets the message, you're not going out with him. Little did she know. So later that night, I got my bag. I got some money. I actually stole some money from my mom's purse. I put some clothes in a bag, some food, some water. I texted him and I was like, I'm like running away, doing a run away with me. And he was like, yeah. So we ran away together. We didn't really know where we were going, but we just caught a random train somewhere. I don't know. And then, like, I don't know, we were kind of just walking around and we got bored and we were like, what are we actually like doing here? Like, what is our plan here? And to be honest with y'all, I kind of started to get a little bit scared and I was like, I kind of want to just go home now. Like, and then I kind of realized what my mom meant by she doesn't want me going out with him. He was basically like, I have enough money for one train ticket. And I was like, oh damn, like, what are we gonna do? And he was like, well, and then he went, what are you gonna do? And I was like, what? And he was like, well, I have money, like, it's your problem if you don't get home. And I was like, and then he just walked off and got a train. So at that point I was really scared, y'all. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm quite young, like, I've just been left here all by myself. My phone was about to die. I didn't even know if, like, I had Wi-Fi or anything that I even could do anything about it. And then, come back for part 2, y'all. Okay, so I'm not too sure where I finished off in the last story, but after he left, like, went home, like, he got a train ticket to go home, there was a police officer, and he came up to me, because I looked frantic, because I was freaking out. I was like, I don't know what to do. Oh my god. And he was like, hey, are you okay? Like, do you need any help? What's going on? Where's your parents? You know. So obviously I told him, y'all. Like, I told him that I ran away, that I was alone, that I came here with my boyfriend, but he left. I don't know how to get home. Like, I don't have any money. So he took me down to a police station and like they called my mom, like, for me. And she came and picked me up, and when I got home, I was grounded for like freaking, I don't even know how long, I think like 2 months. I had my phone taken off me, but I don't know what happened to that boy, honestly, y'all. Like, I never spoke to him again after that point. Like, it was so random, but yeah, that's what happened, y'all.
Walked in on my husband getting breastfed by his mother on our wedding. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, send me on Instagram. All of this happened on our wedding day. But 3 weeks before the wedding, the weirdest thing happened. Literally, nobody prepares you for how stressful planning a wedding is. Be honest, it's been the worst time of my life, and I'm 22. My husband is 25. We met 3 years ago traveling, and we happened to be from the same city while traveling. It was crazy. We thought it was meant to be. We were inseparable from the first day we met. We met each other's parents a week after we met each other. We integrated into each other's families flawlessly. We have the same values and morals. So moving in together was the logical next step. And it happened super quick. A month after meeting, we moved in together. He proposed to me almost a year ago. He comes from a super rich family. My family lives comfortably, but his parents are millionaires. So his mom hired a wedding planner, which is amazing because it's totally taken the stress off of us. Now, for the wedding planning, we usually meet once a week with the wedding planner, and his mom always comes with us. On one of these meetings, I wasn't able to attend, so my husband and his mom met together. I knew that they were going to get lunch afterwards, so I decided to surprise them. Instead of being at the restaurant they said they were going to be in, they were in the parking lot. I could see their car. Okay, now one thing about my mother-in-law, she always wears low-cut shirts. Now she's got great boobs, so I understand why. As I'm approaching the car, I can see my husband leaning into his mom's side. He's in the driver's seat, he's in the passenger. I thought, oh sweet, he has his head on her shoulder. But as I got closer, I realized his head was not on her shoulder. It was lower than that. As soon as I knock on the window, they both jump up. That's when out of the corner of my eye, I see her adjusting her top, her very low-cut top. And the first thing I thought was, wouldn't it be funny if he was breastfeeding? My mother-in-law accused me of spying on them. I walked in on my husband getting breastfed by his mother on our wedding day. Disclaimer, this is not my story time. I repeat, this is not my story time. And this is part 2. After the car incident, she accused me of spying on them. I had walked up to the car where they were parked and I saw his head really close to her chest and her trying to adjust her top really quickly. I said I was definitely not trying to spy on them and that I just saw their car parked there. But of course, my husband tried to play it all off. He said that his head was hurting and that he was just resting on her shoulder. But the problem is I couldn't get it out of my head. The way she was adjusting her top, it was so weird. And her accusing me of spying on them? Up until this point, my mother-in-law was always very cool with me. So for her to suddenly turn on me like this, I knew something was up. So later that night, I asked my husband what was going on. And of course, he said that I had scared them and that she was just reacting off of that. From this day on, I kept noticing all of her tops were super low cut. And like I said in part 1, yes, she has great boobs, but now I was thinking she was wearing them for a different reason. This is when I also started noticing that she never wore a bra. Fast forward to our wedding day, we're at the church. My sister was the maid of honor and she was doing a great job at keeping me calm. I felt really stressed and I just felt weird about the whole thing with my mother-in-law. So I decided to go look for her and talk to her. This is when I was told she was with my husband. At the time, my fiance. So I go to his dressing room, I knock on the door, but I don't hear anybody answer. So I decide to just walk in. This is when I see my mother-in-law's dress all the way down to her waist, and my husband latched on to her boob. And she was holding on to him like a baby. That's when she yells at me to just get out. So I did. I was shocked and repulsed. As soon as I closed the door behind me, I thought, hell no, confront them now. I walked back in and he's telling her to put her dress on and he's trying to run after me. I told him no need. This is when she told me that this was none of my business and that this was a family thing. Then my fiance explained that he's been breastfeeding for all this time. He's in his late 30s and he's still breastfeeding. And that it's just a way for him and his mom to stay close. First off, how is she still making breast milk? Then she said the craziest thing ever. She said that they wouldn't make me sign a prenup if I didn't tell their secret. Like I told you guys, they are millionaires. Up until this point, nobody had brought up a prenup. But I didn't care about that. I told her that I didn't want to go through with the wedding. Then they talked me off the ledge and promised me that they wouldn't do it again. She explained that this keeps her young. It's like her fountain of youth, and that this is her way of making her children strong, virile, and successful. They were able to calm me down because I was freaking out. We went through with the wedding, but things are just not the same for me. Is this really none of my business? Am I missing something? Is this normal? Or am I overreacting by wanting to get a divorce? I can't get that image out of my head. What should I do?